Casey. So I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. This is my 4th year. So technically I'm a senior. I have 1 more year because I'm in the education program, so I'll be in the classroom and teaching and stuff. So I'll be a super senior. I started probably the very first week of my freshman year. We had a Sunday service, and it was in our little calendar pamphlet that they passed out in our dorms. So I showed up, and just what Jared said, it was very welcoming. People were there smiling, greeting you, wanting to know your name. I also grew up in a Christian family. We went to a little Podunk country Baptist church in a town we never heard of. And besides myself, the next youngest person was probably about 45. So my brothers had some youth group members, but they kind of phased out. So it was just me, which was great. I like the adult crowd. But it was different coming here, seeing people my own age. It was something I knew friends that went to church, and I'd gone to Alana's here and there, so I knew there was other kids my age. But coming here, I went to Fall Retreat, and it was a really pretty camp over by Traverse City called Lake Ann. And I walk into the first worship service, and there's 100 or however many kids my age, jamming to Jesus music. And that was something that I had never seen. I witnessed my first baptism of someone my age, and it wrecked me. I bawled. But it was a coming to God moment, because I learned that there is a community out there that is young and excited about God. It's not just white-haired people, which I loved dearly. And I loved growing up in a traditional church, but I really loved seeing the contemporary young version of God. I think that He expands over all of that. So I became really involved in His house. I joined the worship team. We did freshman life group. I was the carpool mom for that. So I a little bit of everything, service team here and there. There's so many opportunities. We have dance team now. Lots of little things, little groups that we're able to start up and join. So there's a little bit of everything, and I like that. I like a variety. Being a Drayson, like Jared said, they're really good role models. They're really good, something to look forward to in life. And I've seen that, the past 4 years, we've had friends who graduated and people that joined or might have left, and we've seen all the struggles. We've seen people fall out of faith and people come into faith, and sometimes it's a loop-de-loop, around. But it's just been good to have a home. It's been good to have something. I know everyone thinks church is Sunday, but on SVSU campus, church is Tuesday. So every Tuesday night, whether you wanted to or not, you knew it was happening. And you could go and you could fit in. You could sit in the back and just watch, or you could get in front and join. And there was no judgment either way. So I loved growing through His house. I'm still not quite done yet. I have probably 1 more semester, which I'm excited about. But really, I just know that these are lifelong friendships that we've made. And also, I forgot to mention, we went on a couple mission trips. This house does some really good mission trips. This past year, last year we did 3 different ones. We went to Florida, Chicago, and Eagle Village, Detroit. Oh, that's right. I was on there. We went out to Detroit. This year, we were able to take a group to Mexico. Our group also went to Eagle Village, which is like a juvenile center thing. And then also, I think, a group in Chicago, right? No, or just the 2? Okay. So I went to the Mexico trip this year. There was total 54 of us that went throughout all the campuses of His house. We drove a 15-passenger van down to Mexico, to Juarez, just over the border from El Paso. Very, very long drive. But we spent a week there. In 3 days, 3 different teams were able to build 3 different homes for 3 different, basically homeless Mexican families. It's through a church or a couple different churches, and they pick a family that either is really deserving, they've put a lot of effort in the church and they've thrown their faith, or they pick a family that is just down and out and needs God's grace, needs God's help. So we built a family home for the mom and dad, and I believe 3 little girls. And it was really good to see God's service showing. In 3 days, I had not built a single thing ever, but we built a house, a 3-bedroom house with electric and a ceiling fan, which was very cool. So really, all that to say, just there's so many opportunities here, and you're going to hear from an alumna coming up soon, and how I can see now, as I'm going forward and going to graduate soon, which is scary and weird. But I can see how what I've learned is going to get me through, and I'm going to be able to find a church and fit in because I've seen what it's like here at his house. So yeah, that's all.